This is Town Dog. Now I'm back. I'm in Flight Simulator Extreme multiplayer. I have got the live stream just started up. I've got the local recording started. I'm gonna see what it turns out like. This is I got one extra setting change today, so it don't work. May not none of it work. I haven't even tested it, but I just made a small adjustment. I'm gonna try it for trying to get a blur out of it that I had. I'm gonna see if I can get that out. If not, then that's another thing. But anyway, I'm fixing to take this little biplane here I've got sitting there running. I didn't take time today to hide it or crank. Well, ain't nowhere to hide it up here in the woods. Anyway, I'm gonna take this little biplane here. It's a de Heavwns 60G biplane, gypsy ball, and I'm gonna try to fly it around this. This is called Lost Mountain. I'm gonna go from Lost Mountain to Heavwns Landing, which is a few miles southwest of here. And there is one VOR. The VOR is just before you get down there, and it is 11080 low. It's a low altitude, so if it's over 50 miles, it won't come on right away, but it'll come on after you get closer, I hope. And from Lost Mountain to the VOR is about 260 degrees, and from the VOR to the airport I'm going to is about 240, but it's pretty close to it, just on the mountain. That VOR's on top, it's just on the backside, southwest. We'll be able to run it up and find it. But now it is a grass strip, both of these are. The altitude where I'm sitting is 1960 feet, and I didn't put down the altitude of the VOR, but it's about the same altitude. And then the Heavwns Landing is 1,220 feet above sea level. Runways at Heavwns Landing is 6 and 24, and they're grass. We're gonna see if we can get away from here and find them right quick. But I'm gonna try to circle this airport on this off edge of this mountain, because this is pretty good little interesting little. It's all winter time, and it'll be better if it's fall, but we're gonna go winter time. I'm gonna go around here and see what we got. I'm gonna fly around this mountain one time before I take off. I do need to pull up something like this right here where I know where I'm going, and set this on the heading I want to go on when I leave. That way I won't have trouble looking for it. I'll be going out here on 260, I said, so that's 40, 50, right along there. I'm gonna pull this right here where I know that I've got right there 60. Okay, and I can get rid of that for now. We'll just get outside the plane and look around this area. We could get in the plane one time just to see what we got. Now you tell me why. Oh, it's outside. It's fine. Okay, this is the same plane I had before my system crashed. I had to take two different planes to put this back together, and I did. I got the gypsy moth from I don't even know who made it. It was the 60G, the Heavwns 60G, and then I've got the Ants, which is the same plane roughly, but one of them had a 2D cockpit, the other didn't, so I shared the 2D cockpit from one to the other. I didn't alter the cockpit itself none, but I just moved it and shared it with the other planes where I could use it. Now I'm gonna see if I can get this. That's a little too much for me. Let's go right along there. And a little higher maybe. Let's get right there. There's a 3D. There's a 2D. They're not exactly the same, but they're pretty good. It's not a bad little cockpit, so I thought I'd live with it. Alright, I'm ready to see if I can get this thing to moving. Let's get it in there. Alright. We should be in there already. Here we go. Up and away. Up and away. Here we go. Now let's go outside the plane. And here's that mountain I was talking about. Now it's not a lot around here to look at, to be honest with you. But anyway, I flew up here yesterday just a minute looking at it, and I decided I was hoping it'd be more to look at, but it wasn't too much to look at. But we're gonna fly it around here and see what we got. There's the mountain we just dropped off of. Looked higher yesterday. I guess went off inside the plane, but it looked so high. But I know the mountains up here are not ridiculous. That was only 2,000 feet above sea level roughly. Not hardly, but close to it. All right, we're going to fly around this mountain a little bit here. Hold on. Let me. She had to do it. Okay. That's all right. Just the way it goes. Unless I share it on Facebook. Okay, here we go. Wow. Getting her 2 cents worth in. Maybe a nickel, whatever. Anyway. That's everything's alright. We're gonna go flying around this little mountain here and over this little ridge. We'll spring out here in a minute and see if we can find that VOR. I didn't even set it up, so I got to set it up when I leave here. Let me get this right here where I can tell which way I'm. Whoa, now watch out, ground. Here we go. There ain't much out here but a few trees and stuff. Let's stay down this way a little bit. We'll fly around just a minute. If I lose this airport, I won't have my heading set up to where I got to go to. So I don't want to get too far away from it before I take off down the way we got to go. Get a little overhead view here. Get off down these valleys a little bit. Watch that tree. Take my wing off. I done flew right through that tree. Let's get right down through this valley. I don't know which way. Well, right now we're going about the right direction, so it don't matter. We can venture off this way a little bit because we're still going the right direction. We're moving it somewhat that direction. As long as that yellow needle's at the top, we're going close enough for now. So we're going to fly this way a little bit, then we'll get out of this valley and up over the top. I could try to set the map up, the 10, what did I say? Get that back down a little bit before I crash it. VOR was 1080. .1080, 1080, both of them up. I'm in range. That's good. I can't worry about losing too much then. We are from the VOR 10 miles. So I didn't know how far it was, had no way of knowing. We can fly this way a little more. As long as we stay within that range, we'll be alright. Fly around these valleys a little more. Take an eyeball of this countryside. A little cool, this open plain, the snow on the ground. I left my suit at home to keep me warm. I run around here in my white long johns. And this thing, it's a little cool. That trap door back there keeps flopping open. It's cool. We'll be alright. We're gonna try this right here a little longer. Barefooted and long johns and let's go back this way a little bit, right up this little valley here. Now if we get into a cul-de-sac, this little plane here will be in trouble because it won't climb fast enough to get out of one. For those that don't know, that's a dead end ravine. Place with no place to go but up. This road should go through. First thing, it should be, as long as I got a road, I should be able to handle it. But not necessarily. Every now and then they could draw a road in here straight beside a mountain. That makes it a little bit. Let's go through this right here. We'll corner it well down. Now probably that VOR we'll have to leave it at about 240, which is only a few degrees back to the south. Well, let's go right up through this little road here. This road may go where we going, I don't know. I'll follow the law that keeps me meandering that way. We'll follow it a few minutes. We're still 10.7 miles away from where we're going. We're going somewhere right around. We still shows us moving that direction. Roughly. Not exactly, but roughly. Follow this little road around through here and watch this scenery. It's gonna be our day. We're gonna make a short flight here. See if we can find an airport and put this thing down on it. On Heavwns landing. I don't know whether they got anything there to make it worth standing there or not. We're gonna find out. I have no idea what's there. If anything, I had got his name. I didn't research that part of it. All I did is I go set the plane up somewhere different. I was planning through the names of the airports. And I went up on one called Lost Mountain. I said, now, I got to know where that's at. That's why I put my plane on it. That's where we left from. And we're the street right through there open. That is a power line. That's what I thought it was. Anytime you see a place cleaned out like that, it's usually where the power companies have kept it cleaned off. That made that right away up through there. And then we're following right along that power line with this road. So far, hand flying, it only got the one instrument up, well, three counting the radio stack. We don't need a radio stack no more. That's the only signals out there. I did not look real good to see if there was any ADFs, but if it'd been there, I'd have probably seen it on the map. So I wouldn't mind having an ADF on it, but it didn't look very much. All right, this little road here turns off more in our direction. We'll turn this way. The other one looks like it might lead off up toward the other end of the world. Let's go this way. It's going more towards the little place we headed to. We're down to 7.10 miles. That's to the VOR, not to the airport. VOR is on top of that mountain over there, whichever one it is. I'm not sure. Well, I can tell you which direction it is. Or it's straight in front of me. It's on top of that big mountain in front of me, probably. The big mountain is what looks almost to the right there. Straight in front of me. When it leads off from the right to the left. It's probably on top of that. 7 miles away right now. Let's just keep this thing to maneuver along, see where we're at. See if we can sneak past that VOR and find our airport on the other side of that mountain grass strip and land this thing without tearing it plumb up. I can add them on this panel. I'm probably going to rewrite this panel someday. A little video glitch. I've seen that. I don't know if anybody on Facebook. I don't know if Facebook's even Facebook. I'm sorry. YouTube live stream. Probably ain't got nobody watching, but if I have, it'll be over about 1 or 2 at the most. By me not setting these up in advance, there's no way that people will actually know it's coming till it pops on, and unless they got the follow tag set, they're not gonna know it. I may start doing that one of these days, but right now I'm just trying to get a little flight here and fly my little plane up across this area. We're getting a little out of line. I'm gonna go back over this way, Wayman Road. Ground looks a little lower over here too. We may come back to it a little higher, but right now, ground looks a little lower over this way. Get that mouse off of that. Temperature out here pretty cool today, look like. I don't have any pita heat anything, so if it goes to ice it up, we'd be in trouble. But being clear overhead, it probably not gonna ice up. I got my little road map lit up on top of that little thing there. Pull it out and see where I'm at every now and then. Hard to look at that map flying because the wind keeps trying to blow it out of my hands. I tried to roll at it, but I couldn't turn the pages. My fingers kept freezing, sticking to it. Have to wet your finger to turn the pages, it sticks to it. Now we're going to get on the other side of these mountains, I think. We'll go back in the outside of the plane. I'm pretty sure we got to get outside this mountain on the other side. 240, I don't know. That's probably on the back side of that mountain what it's going to be. It'll give me a distance up. 2 miles to the VOR and 240 away from it. We'll put the VOR behind us. And 240 is just an estimate too. It's not nothing like exact. Might not even be nowhere close. It's just an all-fly check on the map. Call it by. I could be off a whole bunch. Anyway, let's see what we got. I'm thinking I'm gonna need to be climbing because by the time I get that mountain, it'll be too late to climb. It looks like I want to cross part of it. Maybe a ravine up here at this end a little bit. Looks a little lower up here in one spot. Maybe a ravine through it, part of it. Get that green arrow on the right, swing around to where the back of the yellow one on the left is, down to the east, or what would be 10 degrees off east. Towards the north on the back of the green arrow. When it matches that, we'll be out that direction, and I don't think it'll be more than probably not more than a couple, 3 miles. So going right on the backside of that mountain where it's going to be. If this was only 10 miles from the airport, the distance was more than double. So it's going to be 2 to 5 miles probably on the other side at the most. It should be on the other side of this mountain, I do believe. Right straight across where I'm going probably. I think this ridge here, it's getting to be higher and higher now. This plane won't climb past. I'm going to have to circle or something. Mess around and stall it out. Outside the plane is hard to... Did I put that other thing in? See if I did. Nope. I didn't put the other thing in. I had the plane I took these pop-ups out of had a horizon that I could pop up also, and I didn't put it in here. So I could use it outside the plane, tell when I was climbing, how fast I was climbing by it. I've got to get over the top of this mountain right here if I don't go down the other side of it. But if I stall, that mountain's going to get me. I'm looking pretty good right now, I think, but I'm running out of climb. I don't want to get too fast, but it will stall. Outside, you can't tell how fast you're ready to fly. Now we get down here. Now I'm going to try to hang in here pretty close till I get around behind this thing. That's on this side over here. And it's down to about 1,220 feet above sea level. Just keep coming around this airport so we can get the heading I want set up, and we'll see if we can spot that airport. If it's old grass strip, and we may not ever find it. This terrain, I've got no terrain marks, places I would know. That road right there might go to it, be the only thing. That'd be one of my best bets, like that road might go there. But still trying to work my way around behind the airport. The arrow on the right is telling me the airport's on my right wing, behind me about 20 to 30 degrees. I want to get on that direction before I get more than a mile or two away. I'm already 2.5 miles away. I don't want to be that too far away because that airport may be closer to that. I don't know. I didn't look to see if the airport's in the valley or where it's at. I'm just trying to get around behind here without getting too far away. Now we have passed the outlet. No, that's too. We need to change this now to 240. Easier to tell right there now. That's the outlet right there. 239. I guess it's hard to read that over, to be sure, but that's 240 there. I'm gonna get a little closer to that mountain. Work my way away from it on that heading. Because it could be this valley here just off the mountain. I think that's where it's at. Actually, I noticed to be right behind the mountain, just a little bit southeast of the, southwest of the, I believe, of the VOR. So right now the VOR is right above my right wing on top of that mountain in front of me, about almost 30 degrees. Now we're getting around here. That road may go to where we're going, but the other end of it behind me. But I've got to try to get my bearings so I won't be just flying out here in the middle of nowhere. All right, we got to come around here to the 240. That's got to be behind me though. 6, way up yonder. Maybe I done passed that. I done went too far. Trying to fly backwards, maybe read it wrong. All right, here we go. Now we're gonna go to here. Still want to hold that airport, that VOR there pretty close, but I done passed where I was supposed to be going. Trying to get to where was behind me now. Might have been behind me to come across the mountain, I don't know. Anyway, now we're going where I want to go. Got it in front of us now, I can read it better. We just went to out on that VOR, so it's behind our right wing, left wing now. 1.4 miles out. We can keep it about that far or right along this base of this mountain. I think it'll carry me where I want to go. That road probably does go there. Could be a little town or something right around the airport probably. Even though it might not be predicted on the map, but 1.3 miles off the VOR. Just passing by it on the left. See if we can find where this thing's gonna go. Look at these frozen trees and snow covered. It may be worse up here than this in real life too. They had some pretty good storms the last few days. This is being recorded on, of course it's live right now, but for later benefit, this is on 2/13/19. 2/13/2019. And we are flying 2 miles away from the airport now. Alright, we're fixing to line the bar. When it lines, we want to follow it. See if we get a little higher, see if we can spot that airport a little quicker. But it might not be more than 3 to 5 miles out here. I'm not sure. The other was 10, and the other was 10 to 15. We flew around a little bit before we actually checked it. Alright, now we got a directional. And I don't know how far it is by no means, but it's sort of a plateau, I think, down this bottom, I think. I get over this way a little bit, and like I say, this directional is only an estimate. It's not, nothing like right, so I got to keep my eyeball around. I've got no landmarks to go by. I didn't take time to try to look some of them up. Very little landmarks out here unless that road goes to it. That would be my first guess. That road's going to go right to it, to the little town around it. Back over this way a little. The bar is slipping off. There's a high line wire. I see it. I see one. That's the only one out here. That's got to be it. I'm going to say it's it. I believe it's the only one in this area. So we're going to get inside the plane and see if we can get on that runway. Here we go, headed down. Runway 6 and 24, so that's what we're going into, isn't it? Okay. Take this thing down and come on, get me some trim up. Too much right there. Now we got trim where I want it. A little more up, a little more up, a little more up. Little throttle before we fall out of the sky. Back down a little. Come on, get the trim back down. Airspeed. Watch that trees. I'm gonna try to do a little pruning going in here. Clip them limbs right there. Like I said, I'm gonna do a little pruning, I told you. On the ground. Outside the plane. Okay. We did find the airport. This is it, I'm pretty well sure. It's the only one in this area that I saw on the map, actually. The right direction off that airport, off that VR providing everything checked out. I'll check it before I close out the screen. Verify I'm on the right airport. And we'll make this a flight for the day. Right there. Park that. There we go. That's supposed to be going there to there when I pump them. There we go. Now, we don't have any switches or nothing. We can't take care of nothing unless we got, may have something down below here. I don't know. Let's see what's in this cockpit here. I don't see a thing that'll control the plane with. See a weird compass? That's the old marine compass they use. I think what they call a compass, it's called something else. But anyway, that's what it amounts to. It's on a level platform, so it'll read. Don't see a thing in the control the plane with here. So we're gonna just let it go right there. I'm gonna shut the fuel off with a hot key. So get the engine shut down. There we go. That's a good deal. There we go. Outside the plane, look at it. My pretty little plane. I like that. I like these little planes. I sure do. Somebody taught me a long time ago about these little planes, and I have enjoyed them ever since. I used to didn't care too much for them. But anyway, that's the way it goes, and I'm going to call it good. That's town dog. I'm going bye-bye, and we'll catch y'all later. We'll fly another flight, drive a truck, we'll do something. I'm going to try to start a new game quick. I'll come up with what I want to do. I got one here, but I hadn't tried to load it yet. Okay, catch you later. I'm gone.